Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And I'm afraid the police are up to it again. It's no end, is it? Anyway, this time we have a PCSO, so a plastic policeman, but nonetheless still on the force. He's down in Kent, and he's actually just been sent to prison for being creepy. He's been asking women their details of their intimate lives and trying to discover what they like. Because apparently his wife doesn't put out. And so that means he's finding it totally acceptable to go and hit on victims of crime. What an obnoxious little turd. Anyway, we'll look at the piece and be thankful that this oily little snake has gone to prison. So it's just an unending river of filth with the police, isn't it? When they're not being corrupt, they're being filthy, they're being creepy, or they're being totally useless. But this one is married PCSO, 49, asked woman when she last had it and what type of it she liked to have after she called to complain about a noisy neighbour. So this woman phoned the police asking and expecting them to do something about a neighbour and an incident in a neighbour. And she ends up getting this creepy man asking her all sorts of intimate questions. This is not what the police are for. I mean, seriously, what is going on? PCO Thomas Daly, at least it wasn't Daly Thompson, 49, pestered a woman who complained about a neighbour. During a call in 2020, Daly told the woman he did not have a life with his wife. He asked her about hers and then sent her a series of WhatsApp messages. We're over the minute, I can say some words. He received an 8-month suspended sentence at Southwark Crown Court. So this community support officer, she rang up, she's complaining about the neighbour, and he's sort of going like, oh yeah, we can deal with that, By the way, do you like to have sex? And what kind of sex do you like to have? What on earth is going on? So he said he found her attractive and asked her if she found him attractive, said Richard Sherrill, prosecuting. He then became more specific and asked her what kind of sex she liked. He asked her when she'd last had it and asked her what kind she liked. This, of course, was nothing to do with the original complaint, but I suspect there was another complaint very shortly afterwards. The demonstration of his attraction to her and his desire to pursue her is what he hoped would be some kind of relationship. Now here he is. He's a near 50-year-old man. He's in his best suit, a bit shiny, and it's a bit long in the heels. Obviously somebody else's suit he's borrowed. The suit, should we say, of a far taller man. And he's got his hand in his pockets on that picture on the right. Makes you wonder what he's fumbling, doesn't it? But he's got a nice little cigarette on, so he's cool. The Canterbury-based PCSO also sent the woman a series of WhatsApp messages over a 4-day period in July 2020. Stalky much, mister? Daly also lied about leaving a book at her home to give him an excuse to go back. The prosecutor read from a victim impact statement and said that I let you into my house because I trusted you as the police and you were in a position of trust when you were in that uniform. I barely looked you in the eye. I didn't think twice about you. When that second message came through, I panicked, thinking it would be urgent. And when you messaged again, I thought you were bored at work. I thought maybe you were just a nice guy with time on your hands. Then you told me you'd lied. You decided to tell me you were married and didn't have it with your wife. You chose to do what you did because I was vulnerable. You don't deserve to be in a position that is there to protect people. And she is 100% right. He is in a wrong position. He's since been fired, thankfully. He's now in jail. He'll do probably another 3 months and then he'll be let out to creep on the next woman. Apparently he works as a security guard. Well, not anymore, he doesn't. Adrian Macho, defending, said Daly's wife was unaware of the incident. They are now, and that they remain as a couple and a family unit. God help her. I mean, she must be in a state, what do they call it, Stockholm. She must be Stockholm syndromed. Because that's the only reason that she's still with him. Anyway, Daly of Deal in Kent admitted misconduct in public office at Southwark Crown Court. He broke down sobbing in the dock. Well, you should have thought about that beforehand, shouldn't you, mate? As Judge Alexander Milne KC, that still makes me wince when I see that. It should be QC. For years and years, 70 years it was QC. All of a sudden it's KC again. Anyway, he described the offence as a gross violation of trust, which it is. I mean, you don't have policemen coming to your door and then questioning you about, your sex life, and it is just weird and creepy. He is, at least we got a picture of him, so everyone in Deal knows what he looks like and can keep their wives, girlfriends, daughters away from him. They made no indication in no way you were led to believe that it would be appropriate to contact her, and this is exploitation in the eyes of the public, since police and PSOs both exercise the same powers under the law. You will live this with this for the rest of your lives. So he was given 8 months, but it was suspended for 2 years. So he's actually not going to jail at all then. But he must carry out 150 hours of unpaid work in the community, and he must also attend 20 days of rehabilitation activity. Well, to be honest, that's not good enough. This guy was in a uniform. He needs to do time in jail. This isn't, this isn't some bloke who's just overstepped the line here. This is a position of trust, and these boundaries need to be made. And it just, not sending him to prison, gives a message to the next one that it's okay. You're not going to go to prison for it. We need to make this a prisonable offence and stop people doing it. Anyway, I'm done with that. I'm coming up. He annoys me. He's a valueless member of the public now. He's not a policeman. He is worthless. He's a bit scummy. Don't know why his wife's staying with him. Like I say, it's probably Stockholm Syndrome. It's the only thing. And he could actually go out and buy himself a better suit. Anyway, let's not waste any more time on him. Of course, this story is just part of a much larger picture. I have done untold videos about how awful the police are, from incompetence to evil. This isn't evil. This is an idiot, a bit of a charmless dick, really, who's overstepped the line. But he has abused the position of power that he had. He's used the uniform. He's abused the uniform, should I say. And so he must pay a price for that. Now, it's not the worst crime that the police are guilty of. But for that woman, it was still stressful and troubling and traumatic. And there has to be a reckoning. But the trouble we have with the police is that this is happening time and time and time again. There is no end to it. Why can't the police get their own house in order? Why do we have policemen who do the most awful things and get away with it and then lie about it? And you never hear of them going to jail. And yet jail's the best place for these people, because let me tell you, they will be very, very welcoming in jail. Oh, the inmates will put their arms out and welcome them in as one of theirs and pat them on the back for a while. I shall finish now before I go bonkers. This is my last video. It's a Friday. I'm going off to have fun. I want you to have fun this weekend as well. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't trust the police, and goodbye.